Can the unseen influence our physical and mental health? This question leads us to the ancient Islamic practice of Ruqyah. Welcome to the fascinating realm of the unseen, where we explore Ruqyah, a spiritual healing practice deeply rooted in Islamic tradition. The term Ruqyah is derived from the Arabic verb raqa, which means to charm or to cure. It's a form of spiritual healing that involves the recitation of certain verses from the Holy Quran or specific prophetic supplications. Ruqyah is more than just a healing practice. It is a divine instrument of comfort, protection, and remedy. It serves as a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, offering a lens through which we can understand the unseen influences on our well-being. In the Islamic culture, Ruqyah is revered as a powerful tool against the evil eye, black magic, and various illnesses, both physical and psychological. The power of Ruqyah isn't just in its words, but in the faith and conviction of those who recite and receive it. It's a testament to the belief in Allah's power to heal, protect, and ward off harm. It's a spiritual armor, a beacon of hope, and a testament to the enduring faith in the power of the divine. Ruqyah's relevance extends beyond spiritual healing and protection. It's a profound cultural practice woven into the fabric of Islamic history, shaping the way Muslims perceive and interact with the unseen world. It's a practice that has evolved, adapted, and endured through centuries, a testament to its enduring relevance and power. With a rich and diverse history, the practice of Ruqyah has transitioned through various periods, each leaving its unique imprint on its evolution. From the early Islamic era to the Middle Ages and the modern era, Ruqyah has remained a steadfast part of Islamic culture, a spiritual healing practice that transcends time and space. As we delve into the annals of history, we uncover the fascinating evolution of Ruqyah. It's a journey that takes us back in time, offering insights into the unseen world and the enduring power of faith and hope. So, let's embark on this journey together, exploring the origins and evolution of Ruqyah. Journey with us back to the early Islamic era, where the roots of Ruqyah began to take hold. As we traverse the sands of time, we find ourselves in the early Islamic period, a time rich with spiritual exploration and development. It was during this time that the practice of Ruqyah emerged, leaving a lasting impact on the Islamic community and its spiritual practices. Ruqyah, in its most basic form, is an Islamic method of spiritual healing. It involves the recitation of verses from the Holy Quran, supplications to Allah, and invocations that the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, used to treat ailments. This practice was used to invoke Allah's protection and healing for physical, mental, and spiritual ailments. In the early Islamic era, Ruqyah was not just a practice for healing, but also a way of connecting with Allah. It was a spiritual journey, a means of seeking refuge in the divine and strengthening one's faith. It was a practice deeply rooted in the Islamic community, often performed within the family and passed down from generation to generation. This era saw the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself using Ruqyah to cure those who were ill, demonstrating its significance and value within the Islamic community. His teachings on Ruqyah were recorded in the Hadith, guiding Muslims on how to conduct Ruqyah properly, ensuring it aligns with the teachings of Islam. The early Islamic era was a time of exploration and understanding of the spiritual realm. Ruqyah was a vital part of this exploration. It was a practice that was not only about healing, but also about strengthening one's relationship with Allah, seeking His protection, and invoking His mercy. The significance of Ruqyah in the early Islamic era cannot be overstated. It was more than just a method of healing, it was a way of life, a spiritual journey that brought the community closer to Allah. It was a practice that was deeply woven into the fabric of the Islamic community, leaving a lasting impact that would echo through the ages. The early Islamic era laid the groundwork for Ruqyah, setting the stage for its evolution. Fast forward to the Middle Ages, a time of great intellectual and spiritual exploration. The world of Islam was no exception to this fervor of knowledge and discovery. It was during this time that Ruqyah, the Islamic practice of healing through Quranic recitation and supplication, saw significant evolution and refinement. The Middle Ages marked a period of profound development in Ruqyah practices. These were times when Islamic scholars, physicians, and spiritual healers began to incorporate more complex rituals into the Ruqyah process. The practice was no longer limited to simple recitations. It began to involve intricate rituals that combined faith, science, and art. One of the most notable developments was the use of written texts in Ruqyah. While the practice had initially relied solely on oral recitation, the Middle Ages saw the introduction of written verses from the Quran as part of the healing process. These verses, often inscribed on paper or parchment, were used in various ways. Some healers would place these inscriptions in amulets or talismans, while others would dissolve the ink in water and give it to the patient to drink. The belief was that the healing power of the Quranic verses could be transmitted through these physical mediums. The evolution of Ruqyah during the Middle Ages reflected the broader changes in Islamic society. As Islamic civilization flourished, so too did its intellectual and spiritual practices. Ruqyah became more sophisticated, mirroring the advancements in medicine, science, and theology of the time. This period also saw an increase in the documentation of Ruqyah practices. Scholars began to write extensively about the methods and benefits of Ruqyah, contributing to a rich body of knowledge that continues to inform the practice today. The Middle Ages saw Ruqyah practices expand and mature, reflecting the growing sophistication of Islamic society. It was a time of great exploration and discovery, and Ruqyah was no exception to this spirit of intellectual and spiritual advancement. In our modern era, Ruqyah has found new applications and interpretations. Technological advancements and a deeper understanding of human psychology have expanded the realm of Ruqyah's applications far beyond its historical roots. Today, Ruqyah is often used in conjunction with modern psychological treatments, creating a unique blend of traditional Islamic practices and contemporary therapeutic approaches. In the field of psychology, therapists have recognized the potential of Ruqyah as a tool for healing. Drawing from the rich Islamic tradition, they utilize Ruqyah in a way that respects the religious beliefs of their Muslim patients while also providing a therapeutic benefit. For instance, the recitation of specific verses from the Quran, a key component of Ruqyah, can be instrumental in providing comfort and reassurance to those battling mental health issues. However, like any practice that bridges the gap between religion and science, Ruqyah in the modern era is not without its controversies. Some critics argue that using Ruqyah as a form of psychological therapy could blur the boundaries between faith and science. They fear that such a mix could lead to an over-reliance on religious practices and potentially overlook the importance of professional medical intervention. Conversely, proponents of modern Ruqyah practices argue that the fusion of faith and science can create a more holistic approach to healing. They believe that addressing both the spiritual and psychological aspects of a person can lead to a more complete recovery. Moreover, the accessibility of Ruqyah has increased exponentially with the advent of digital platforms. Today, one can find numerous online resources for learning and practicing Ruqyah, making it more accessible to Muslims around the world. This democratization of Ruqyah has its pros and cons, with concerns about the quality and authenticity of online Ruqyah content being raised. As we continue to evolve, so too is the practice of Ruqyah, adapting to the needs of our time. The ongoing dialogue surrounding Ruqyah in the modern era is a testament to the dynamic nature of Islamic practices, which are ever evolving and adapting to the changing context in which they are practiced. Let us recap the fascinating journey of Ruqyah through the ages. We've traversed a path that spans centuries, from the early Islamic era to the present day, exploring the remarkable evolution of this vital practice within the Islamic faith. We discovered the roots of Ruqyah in the early Islamic era. It was during this period that the foundational principles were established, using verses from the Quran and the Hadiths for healing and protection. The Prophet Muhammad himself is known to have practiced and advocated for Ruqyah, cementing its importance within the Islamic tradition. As we journeyed into the Middle Ages, we witnessed the evolution of Ruqyah. As it began to incorporate more diverse elements, the practice became more structured, yet always maintained its core principle of turning to the divine for healing and protection. Scholars of the time played a crucial role in refining and documenting Ruqyah practices, ensuring their longevity and continued relevance. Finally, we ventured into the modern era, where Ruqyah continues to hold a significant place within Islamic culture. Today, it's practiced not only by individuals for personal healing, but also by professional practitioners who specialize in Ruqyah. Its practices have been adapted to suit the needs of the modern world, yet they remain firmly rooted in the Quran and the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. We've seen the resilience of this practice, its ability to adapt and evolve, yet maintain its core essence. From being a personal practice to becoming a professional service, Ruqyah has indeed come a long way. Its journey is a testament to its relevance and the enduring faith of the Islamic community. In essence, Ruqyah is more than just a set of practices. It's a reflection of the Islamic faith's commitment to spiritual healing and well-being, a tradition that has persisted and evolved over centuries, serving as a beacon of hope and solace for countless individuals. From its roots in the early Islamic era to its role in the modern world, Ruqyah remains a relevant and fascinating aspect of Islamic culture.